What's up, family? What's up, family? What's up, family? Is a key coach leaving the Colorado Buffalo coaching staff? Uh-oh. Are coaches leaving? Let's talk about it. What's up, family? What's up, family? What's up, family? I hope you're well. I hope you're blessed. And I hope that you are safe. This is the Damien Jones podcast. I'm your host, Damien Jones. Hope you had a good holiday season. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving with friends and family. Hope that everybody's safe, and I hope that we're ready to get back into the swing of things. I'm gonna be honest with you. No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not going to talk about the game that just passed. Okay, as we know, Colorado lost. They lost last 8 of the last 9, finished 4-8. So I'm not even going to talk about it. The same result, they lost. We know why. Defense, blah 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 blah. Season's over. Right? So much turmoil, so much drama, so much circus activity, Barnum and Bailey in college football. And so now we move into recruiting. Now we move into, are there going to be any coaching changes? Now we move into all types of adjustments. Can he learn any lessons from this experience, so forth and so on. So got a report this morning. We knew that there was going to be some shakeup. There are going to be some departures. There are going to be some exodus. There are going to be a lot of kids that are going to leave the program and hit the portal, being unhappy with the result. I figured there are going to be some coaches leaving, maybe Sean Lewis, who knows? But it began this morning. And let me pull this report up for you. Here we go right here. All right, this is the beginning of the tide. This is the beginning. Tim Brewster, tight ends coach for Colorado, has now resigned from the program. This is according to footballscoop.com. Doug Samuels and Zach Barnett want to give them credit for this. And so Tim Brewster has resigned. He was a tight ends coach for the team. He also was with Deion at Jackson State for the last season. Now, Tim is a quality coach. Tim is a respected coach. Tim is a former head coach that is coached teams to bowl games. And we're going to look at his resume in just a second here. But this is the beginning of it. Tim, as you see here, Tim is also a great recruiter. Tim was with Mac Brown at North Carolina in Mac's first stint. Then he went to Texas with Mac, and Tim was responsible for recruiting Vince Young. And that changed Mac Brown and that program's history forever. So he's a great recruiter. He's a great coach. He's a great head coach. And so I think he really was being a servant leader by being a tight ends coach under a coach like Deion, who doesn't know what he's doing. But I think he wanted to be a part of something special and really help out Deion. But when the stuff hits the fan, you got to have some scapegoats. You got to blame some people. And so let's look at Tim's resume for just a moment here. Hope I can pull that up on my screen. Let me pull up Tim's resume. 1 second. But this is groundbreaking. This is the beginning of the exodus. Kids are going to leave. Coaches are leaving now. So let's look at his resume for a moment here, people. All right, you got it right here on the right-hand side of the screen. And I'll just skip as I said earlier. So tight ends coach back in the 90s. He was at Texas, went to the Chargers with the NFL. He went to the Broncos. He head coach at Minnesota for 3 years, went to 2 bowl games, Mississippi State, Florida State, Texas A&M, back at North Carolina, at Florida. Then he went to Jackson State at Colorado. Okay, now as a head coach, he was 15-30 as a head coach and 0-2 in bowl games. Okay, that's Tim Brewster. Okay. But here's what I want to show you. I want to show you why this really hit the fan and why Tim is resigning. Some say he got fired. If I'm him, I'm resigning because Deion disrespected this coach. Deion disrespected this great quality coach. I'm telling you, Deion is tacky. He does a poor job of uplifting his players. He does a poor job of uplifting his coaches. And there was a point in a press conference where he disrespected this coach. And I said to myself, if I'm Tim, I am out of here. I am done. I am out of here because I'm not going to take this off anybody. And so, and listen, y'all been with me. I've been watching every press conference, every word, every game, and I pick up on everything and I say, this is going to come back to haunt him. And so let's go back for a moment here. Let's go back to when Deion decided to make the changes on the coaching staff as it relates to the offensive coordinator position. We all thought that Sean Lewis could have done a better job. I thought that he was hamstrung by Deion and his magical offense that he wants to run, whatever. So he made the adjustment to make Pat Shurmur take him from an analyst to the offensive coordinator. Now, in order to do that, you only get a certain amount of headsets on the sideline. And that's why Shurmur is in the booth without a headset. But in order to make Shurmur now a sideline coach, you got to take away somebody's headset. So he didn't take away Sean Lewis's headset. Whose headset did he take? He took Tim Brewster's headset. Tim Brewster's a tight ends coach. Now, the tight end position did very well this year. Michael Harrison caught about 5 or 6 touchdowns this year. Probably tops, somewhere up the tops in the country. So the tight end position was ready to play from a catching, receiving standpoint. Blocking, I don't know, but I think also I've heard Deion say that he would prefer a receiver in the game over a tight end from a receiving standpoint. But that's probably why you got some offensive line issues, because you can use a tight end to help set the edge. But after the Oregon State game, this reporter asked Deion about the issues at the tight end position and about the headset situation and things of that nature. Listen to what he says.
Don't move like that.
Hey, Coach Brian Howell from
Yes, sir.
Camera. With that, notice Tim Brewster didn't have a headset on tonight. Is he the coach that's now an analyst?
Well, yes, you got to understand now, you only get so many coaches in college football. So when you make a move like we made, that means someone has to, I don't call it demotion. I think everybody's making the same amount of money. So when you get demoted, that's a hit on your check.
Poor explanation. He can't explain it.
A movement that we had to make.
Okay.
I think we use how many tight ends in the games?
Watch this. Listen.
So think about that. It's the proper move. You got to think about that.
So let's pause there for a second. What? He couldn't explain it. Direct question about Tim Brewster not having a headset. He tries to explain it. He can't explain it. Then he says, well, because we're not using the tight end position, then the tight end coach should not have a headset. Man, you talking about a guy that was a former head coach, way more experienced than you, and now because you changed the scheme up within a game, he doesn't deserve a headset to communicate with the tight ends that are still on the field and communicate with the rest of the coaching staff. Whew. Let's keep going. Listen to this. Now, this I think is the worst part. Listen to this. The reporter asked him about a certain tight end player who may or may not still be on the team. Listen to this.
Follow up with that tight end position. Notice Caleb Fourier has not been around the last couple of weeks. Is he still with this program?
My focus is winning these games, man. It's not who shows up to practice, who doesn't. I mean, let's talk to Brew about that. Yeah.
Come on, people. This is a circus of a program. So there's a tight end player who hasn't been around, whatever. I don't know what will happen with him. Apparently, maybe he's on the team, off the team. Reporter wants to get an answer. Is he still on the team? Deion, the head coach, says, I don't keep up with who shows up to practice and who's here and who's not. What? You don't care who shows up to practice? You don't care where your players are? And you don't have an answer for it? And instead of answering that, saying, you know what, it's an eternal situation, blah, 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 he kicks the can to the coach who he just took the headset from and said, ask the position coach. Now, how many times have you seen Deion's position coaches doing interviews? So now they have to go find Tim Brewster to ask him about the availability or whether a certain kid is on the team when they just asked the head coach and he has no answer. Man, this is a circus. Tim Brewster is out. He resigned according to this report. Maybe he got fired. Who knows? If I'm him, I'm leaving. I'm telling Deion to kiss every part of my behind. This program will continue to implode. A 4-8 season, lost 8 of 9. Will this coach learn from his mistakes, or will he continue to do bonehead, egotistical, narcissistic things like we just saw on this screen? Tell me what you think down in the comments. This is crazy. Tim Brewster is out as tight ends coach. Follow me right now at Noble Negro on X as well. Subscribe right now. Like this video, share this video. This is the best conversation in America. God bless you. This is the Damien Jones Podcast.